I was debating on sharing this message. I'm going to be totally honest, just right off the bat with you. But it's because of you that I'm going to do this. So, there's an announcement on a microphone. And this person is not shy. They're actually on a speakerphone. So that speakerphone in my TLEAF message is actually about an announcement. And it's so funny because it feels like a public service announcement. Okay, we just had to wait. If you guys don't know, I'm in Egypt and there's a lot of noise on the east bank of Luxor. Anyway, a guy was just with his microphone, not a microphone, what did I just call it? What's it called when you have one of those? I just said it. I don't know why I can't think of it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're announcing your power publicly now. And this was happening behind the scenes at first. Seven of Swords is something that you introduce to yourself first, and then you introduce it to the world, but not through your words. It's actually not through anything that you say at all. It's through the things that you don't say, where your silence is deafening and your actions speak 1,000 words, and trees do not announce their growth. Sometimes silence is its own transmission. So there's something that you're announcing to the world, but it's through an action, it's through a result of something essentially that you've been working on behind the scenes. And the results are visible to the public now in some way, or to those around you. It's a work that you do in private, fourth house, that then show up in your career or the way that this reality perceives you, if you will. So today, okay, let's just get it right. Today we have Venus conjunct Mars, and it's actually at 18 degrees of Capricorn. I want to talk about this as a person personified when we're talking about this transit, because again, this is something that you've been doing behind the scenes at first. It's somebody studying, it's someone mastering something. It usually is a strategy or plan that's totally out of the box. Let's wait for the microphone to... This transit personified as a person creates what I would call a sacred strategist as well as a devoted warrior. If this transit walked into your life as a person, they would be the embodiment of precision, passion, and purpose fused into one single being. This person isn't chaotic with Mars energy. This isn't even romantic with Venetian energy. Instead, it's focused desire. Love with a mission. They arrive dressed in understated elegance. It's extremely minimal and structured. There's black or deep earth tones, but their eyes burn with quiet intensity. And their aura says, I know exactly what I want, and I know exactly how to get it. This archetype is a strategist who loves with intention, a warrior who fights with grace, a lover who commits with clarity, a partner who builds legacy, not fantasy, and a presence that grounds passion into reality. They don't seduce, they don't magnetize, they don't chase or claim. Instead, they penetrate with purpose, right? They don't explode or implode, they channel. So the energy feels like desire that crystallizes into form. This person looks at you and says, let's build a life together that we can feel in our bones. This is the union between beauty and ambition, love and action, as well as softness and force. I'm going to go ahead and read to you the Sabian symbols of 18 degrees of Capricorn. So the union, Jack flies from a British warship. On the surface, this shows nationalism, authority, hierarchy, and power. But metaphysically, this degree speaks to claiming your power publicly. Your inner sovereignty rises to the surface. Your identity and desires become unapologetic. This is a degree of declaring authority over your own life. Flying your flag is the warship that symbolizes purpose with momentum, and the flag is identity and values. This is, I stand for this, I'm committed to this, and I move forward with this. The mobilized energy is a warship that's not passive. It moves, it defends, it asserts. This is passion and motion, love that takes action. It's disciplined force. Capricorn gives restraint, structure, and strategy. This is not impulsive Mars, it's mastery Mars. Not dreamy Venus, but the architect Venus. Strategic expression of desire. The Sabian symbol emphasizes authorized force, meaning that you are now using your will, your magnetism, and your desire with intention and integrity. This is destiny level desire, not ego level craving. Venus and Mars at 18 degrees of Capricorn is quite literally the commander of desire. This is a person that knows what they want, they know what they value, what it is that they're building, what they're willing to fight for, what aligns with their destiny. And it's a transit that would stand tall, actually place a steady hand on your shoulder and say, declare your devotion, own your desire, stand in authority, and move with disciplined purpose. This is the moment where your attraction becomes commitment, creativity becomes execution, desire becomes direction, love becomes strategy, purpose becomes something that is embodied. It's not chaotic chemistry, it's just destiny choosing form. How this can manifest in your life today is being extremely decisive about what you want or whom you want. You could feel more magnetic than usual as well, or more willing to take bold actions during this time to really devote yourself. Maybe you're getting clearer about your values as well, the things that you value, whether that's people or opportunities or just your life in general and the trajectory that's heading down. You could also feel very committed to your vision. That's another way this can manifest, and ready to build and not just fantasize. It reminds you of a highly like a lot of creative life force essentially that needs to be channeled somewhere. Let's just say that. And this transit is going to strengthen your will to be able to do that, your worth, and also your direction. Today is the day where your desire says, let's make something real. So what have you been making real? What have you been doing behind the scenes that you're now like claiming publicly or announcing publicly? And it's funny because we have a Pentacles card, the Five of Pentacles at the base. So it's almost as if something's taking shape, something's taking form in very physical ways. And the Seven of Swords that came out again before this read, this is someone that doesn't announce things. They do things and it seems completely out of the box. It's very unconventional. It almost hasn't been let me explain to you what happens in the Seven of Swords card if you guys don't know. So it's an Aquarian energy, right? So it's very eclectic, very eccentric. And it talks about someone planning for the future, and it's a future that not everyone could see. So it's almost like the planning before an event that takes place, okay? And everyone else is in on the event. And it's somebody who is about to go to war. They're about to go to battle. So the night before, they think 10 steps ahead of everyone else. And they don't even say to the... what's it called when you have two battle fields, and they don't say it to their opponents. They don't even say it to the team that they're going to be going into war with, right? That I have this plan, I'm going to do it. No, they just wake up. Well, actually, they never even go to sleep. They just stay up and they decide to themselves that night, no announcements, that they are going to go into their opponent's castle, room, and steal all their weapons so that it cannot be used against them. That way, when their war comes the next day, they've won by default, and there is almost a truce that has to happen. So it's somebody actually preventing something, but it reminds you of you know what it is? You know what you're doing? Okay, this is what's happening. You're somehow bypassing something. It feels like a step that's like skipped, where it's like you're moving straight to the goal and you're not. I don't know, there's just something that's happening on the journey that's like, I don't know how to describe it. It feels like a wormhole moment, right? Because you're exceeding everybody's expectations because no one even expected it anyway. So it's like, I didn't even know that's an expectation that I should have had. So it feels like something that's being marked in the historical timeline, because from that day forward, they would keep their swords locked within like a treasure chest or something, I don't know. And they keep it under lock and key, but it just feels like you're doing something. Maybe it's a loophole, maybe it's a rabbit hole. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is that you're doing, it feels like it's defying the system in some way. It's something that you can't really, I don't know, you can't really expect it. You don't really ever know what to expect with the Seven of Birds. So I do feel like you've done something like this before. Maybe it's, I don't know, some type of announcement through an action or something that you've created or something that you've done. Maybe it's the trajectory that your life's taking. For example, I'm seeing some of you maybe your parents thought that you were going to go to college, or that's what everyone, all your friends did, and you decided, no, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to travel, or I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start a business, or I'm going to do something. But I'm just seeing everyone's head turn, and then their point of reference changes, and they're like, I don't really know what to expect, because I thought that that was the predictable thing. You always said that. So it sounds like something you've announced to yourself. Oh, I thought that you did things that way. I thought that you were a pop artist. I had no clue that you did jazz. It just feels like there's something that's kind of shifting. Oh, you've always painted abstract styles. I've never seen you kind of paint, I don't know, something more refined. I've never seen you do fine art before. So that's what it feels like is happening in your field. I thought you were, there's just something that's going on like that. Oh, I thought that you did this thing. Oh no. But whatever this is the moment where you're no longer in a box, right? And that box is invented by people who are afraid. This feels like a day where you're truly stepping outside of the box. You're coloring outside the lines. And it feels like a moment where you're like, oh, those around you are like, huh, it kind of is a head tilt kind of moment. It's like, huh, I'm starting to see you differently. Maybe there's an angle that I didn't see before, and it's because you're seeing yourself that way. It's, I don't know what this says. I'm gonna pull one card, and then we're gonna have any of you guys right there. Tell me more about the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is being clarified by the Sun. So the Sun is infinite paths essentially in this deck, and it talks about the journey of your choices and it really being a very, very auspicious energy. It's funny because we literally just worked with the infinite paths, and it feels like some type of move that you're making that's also being observed with the observatory here at the base with the Four of Swords. Again, it's not somebody announcing it, it's somebody that's actually gone into retreat and they've done a lot of healing and internal work. They're learning how to trust themselves, they're learning how to heal themselves, and yeah, you could have shut the world out. It feels like you've almost shut the world out, and now as you step back into the world, there is almost like this internal plan, or I'm hearing gestation period that you've gone through that's going to lead to an external harvest in some way. Because I was just seeing like the mosquito that was trying to come through the netting, but the netting's there, so you can't come in. So it feels like, again, something that's being finalized. Snapping your fingers in the Z formation is what I just did, and Z is the last letter of the alphabet. So it feels like there's something that you're closing, but also simultaneously resetting back to the A. So I'm not sure what this is, right? Let me go and read Infinite Paths just so you can get this. It talks about the Sun. It could be a shift in location, a shift in the way that, the world sees you, especially when it comes to your soul's journey with the Sun, because the Sun is also the soul, it's also the masculine and the physical. So it feels like physical, literal changes, good changes. This talks about you realize that the recent tumultuous journey was only part of a new being, and essentially it's an extremely positive card. It's a synchronicity with yourself and your willingness to change and what asks to be changed. Take joy in this card as it's pulsing with magic and it's alive with good changes. It asks for you to be radiant and positive, and it will bring you good luck and abundance, unlocking paths that were only thought to exist in dreams. So again, this is something that you've cultivated within your own internal mind palace, and it just feels like today is the day where there's an initiation taking place in the physical realm. I'm not sure what you're doing, but with the Four of birds, this is definitely some type of alignment, right? Because what happens in observatories, you align certain planetary bodies coming together, and specifically today we have that conjunction, which are two heavenly bodies that come together, realizing that they were always supposed to share the same path, and it's a harmonious conversation that happens, and it feels like an intercommunication that's happening where you're doing this and you're not asking for permission. Again, it's kind of better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission in this case of the Seven of Swords, and there's just something that you're doing where it feels, I don't know. I'm hearing it feels like a stretch, but stretching is just natural because it feels good. And you're stretching or doing something to a point of no return, It just feels like a betting on yourself in some way. So it could be a confirmation reading for you. I love that. I'm gonna love any of you guys right there though. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing because we love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out Auto Spirit if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. You have 2 discount codes for that in the description box. Small family-owned business that handcraft these AAA grade gemstones. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards autism sanctuaries. And I'll speak to you very soon. If you guys feel called to share in the comment section, I always love reading them and what it is that you're getting up to and how you resonate with this energy and how it's being translated into your physical experience. Let me know. I'll speak to you very soon. Until next time. Bye.